being together and hearing one another and sharing our feelings, our vulnerability, our collective horror is extremely important. At the same time, this is very painful to say, but we live in a democracy with a very expansive interpretation of the First Amendment. And unfortunately, there is no legal way to prevent people from saying shocking, horrible expressions of sympathy for terrorism. And so I want to ask you, the students in particular, for three things tonight. And I want to ask you to guide us and help us as faculty as you try to make this journey towards strength and endurance. First of all, the Jewish people could not have survived through these thousands of years of oppression and discrimination and horrific violence without developing a very strong sense of resilience. And I hope that you, as you make your way through this difficult journey on a campus with a great diversity of views, many of them, I think, in an ethical sense, repugnant, will try to develop resilience. I think people who are glorifying and justifying terrorism are doing something morally very reprehensible, but I don't think there's any way to have a logical conversation with such people, and I would not recommend that you do so. At the same time, I think we all need to be heard in saying what I want to say now. What has happened in the last 3 days is not an outbreak of violence between Israel and Palestine. It is not another tragic occurrence of a violent struggle between two national stories or whatever you want to call it. It is a wave of evil that has been unleashed by a specific organization and set of actors in violation of every law of human rights, of human decency, and every law of war, by the way, as well, that forbids the targeting, the deliberate targeting of civilians, not to mention the additional crimes that Hamas is committing. So many of us want to say what I'm going to say right now, and I'm not speaking officially. I'm speaking for myself, but I want you to know I think I'm speaking for a lot of Stanford faculty. What is in need of the most vigorous and explicit condemnation now is the acts of unspeakable terror by a terrorist organization, Hamas. Hamas has happily, greedily, cynically targeted Arab Israelis as well. And they don't even know who they're killing at this point. It's just a murderous frenzy. But those people who are dying in Gaza, those mothers, I've watched these television screens, they have children too who are innocent. And we know who is responsible for their deaths. But the difference between, I think, the Israeli Defense Force and Hamas is that the IDF really grieves over this and carries an immense moral and psychological burden that they feel and sometimes need counseling for what they have no choice but to do, while Hamas celebrates it and seeks it out. This is not the time to debate what are the proper, arrangements territorially for the Palestinian people, how we might get a two-state solution, which I personally believe is the only ultimate path to peace in the region, Why it's been so difficult is, I think, clear, because there has not been a partner for peace on the Palestinian side. But this is not the time to start dissecting all of the elements of ill preparedness that made Israel vulnerable as a result of the political crisis. But just bear in mind, if you can, maybe you can't do it today or this week or even the next few weeks, but at some point we have to reckon with the fact that we're all human beings. We all need a sense of hope and dignity, and this is very scarce in the Palestinian territories now. It's scarce in Gaza, it's scarce in the West Bank. And it's their own leaders, I think most of all, who have brought this plight upon them and trapped them in even what has been probably aptly described as an open-air prison in Gaza, as a way of manipulating them for their own ambitions. But these people are suffering too, and just keep a thought for that as the difficult weeks proceed. Please remember what I said. The faculty, the staff, we're here for you, not only intellectually, but also personally and emotionally. Finally, I want to say that we do have, we never anticipated it would have to pivot to such a tragedy in the midst of lifting off. We do have a new Israel Studies program at the Freeman Spogli Institute. We're very privileged and fortunate to have two extraordinary Israeli professors here with us now, Amichai Magen from Reichman University, who's in the front row, and Ori Rabinowitz from Hebrew University. They both teach courses on Israel. At 2 p.m. on Friday, we will organize a webinar in which they and Professor Abbas Milani, who's the Director of Iranian Studies, will be trying to do what it's not the place of us to do tonight and that is to try and put the conflict in some analytic perspective and think about where it may be headed. So you're welcome to join us for that online. Eventually we'll gather, of course, in person as well. And please be strong, and thank you.